Okay, so in this video we're going to create our very first sketch. Okay, so this is the figure that we're going to draw. It's going to be a stick figure of a little girl. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to figure out what are the coordinates for the various shapes that we're going to use for this figure. So I'm going to use an ellipse, I'm going to use a triangle, I'm going to use a couple of lines, and I'm going to use a couple of ellipses for the feet. So I'm going to start with the head. What do I need to know to draw a head? I need to know the center position of the head, or of the ellipse, and I need to know the width and the height. So in this case, I want to make a circle for the head so that my width and my height are going to be the same. My center position is where I want this head to be to appear on my drawing canvas. So I want it up in this right-hand corner, I want it up here in the left-hand corner. I'm going to use the very center of my canvas for the center of the head. So I'm going to position the head at 250, 250. Okay, my canvas is 500 by 500, so I'm going to put the center of the head at 250 and 250. And I'm going to make the head total of 60 pixels across. So my radius of my head will be 30 pixels. So my head is going to be 60 by 60, okay, meaning that I have 60 pixels across, 60 pixels for the height of my head. Next thing I want to figure out is where does the dress go? So in order to specify a triangle, I need to specify the coordinates of each of the vertexes of the triangle. So I'm going to specify the first vertex up here at the top, at the neck first. So how am I going to get the x position of this vertex? Well, the x position is going to be the exact same as the x position for the head. So my first vertex is going to be at 250. My y position is going to be at 250 plus, remember my y coordinates go downwards, so it's going to be 250 plus 30 pixels. So my y position for this is going to be at 280. So that's vertex 1. Okay, the next vertex I'm going to specify is this one over here. So I want to figure it out relative to the head. So my x position for this vertex is going to be, let me think. It's going to start here, so it's going to be 250. I'm going to subtract 30 to get to the side of the head, so that's going to be 220. And then let's say I'll subtract another 30. So this offset here would be, say, another 30 pixels. So this is going to be 150 minus 30 minus 30, which is going to be 190. Is going to be my x position. My y position for this vertex is going to be what? Well, my y vertex up here, or my y position up here with the head is at 250. So I need to add some number, so I'm going to add the 30 here, so 250, so this would be 280 here. I already knew that actually from the first vertex. So I have 280, and I'm going to add some number of pixels down here, maybe another 100 pixels. So my dress height I'll specify as 100 pixels. So this would be 250 plus 30, which is 280, plus another 100, which would be 380. So my second vertex would then be at 190, 380. And I'll specify my third vertex over here. I need my x position. Well, my x position is going to be 250. This one is 250. 250, I should have written that in. So it's going to be 250 plus 30, which is 280. Plus some offset here, which we said over here was going to be 30. So I'm going to have 250 plus 30, which is 280, plus another 30, which is 310. So my third vertex, the x position is going to start at 310, and my y vertex or my y position is going to be exactly the same as the other side of the dress. So now I have all of the coordinates that I need for this triangle to specify the 3 vertices of the triangle. Okay, my left leg, I need to have 2 points. this point here, and I need to specify the point at the bottom of the leg. So how am I going to get the X position for the leg? Well, it looks like it pretty much lines up with the head here. So if I take 250 minus 30, then I get an X position of 220. So my X position is going to be 220. My Y position is at the bottom of my dress. So it's 380. So that would be the top point for my leg. The bottom point would be at the same X position. So it would be 220. And my Y position would be 380 plus some number of pixels for the leg. Say the leg is about 50 pixels. So it's about 430. Okay, for the right leg, my X position is going to be the 250 plus the 30 pixels for the head. So it would be at 280. The X position would be at 280. The Y position is at the bottom of the dress, which was 380. So that's this point here. And then the bottom point, the X position would be the same. So it would be 280, and the bottom position would be the same as for the other leg, which would be 430. Okay, and so for the feet, for the left foot, I need to specify an ellipse for this. It's going to be a very small ellipse, maybe about 10 pixels wide. So my X position, I'll make, so my left leg, my X position was 220. I'll make that 5 less, so it would be about 215. So that would be my X position. My Y position, I'm just going to make the same as my left leg. The Y position was 430 at the bottom. I need to specify the width and the height, so I'm going to specify 10 pixels for each of these. My right foot, the X position was 280. I'm going to make it then 285. And the Y position at the bottom of my right leg was 430. So I'm going to make that the same, and I'll make it 10 and 10. Okay, so what have I done here? I've mapped out on a piece of paper basically all of the shapes that I need in order to build this stick figure. So this is going to be an ellipse, this is going to be the triangle, this is going to be a line for the left leg, this is going to be another line for the right leg, and my left foot and my right foot are each going to be small ellipses.